So I am preparing to tell you the saddest tale of all sad tales. No, not really, but I want to talk about how women are not allowed to have negative emotions ever in the more fundamentalist versions of Christianity. In Quiverfull, emotional suppression is a real thing. It exists. They try it on all of us, and it's an ugly thing. Let's talk about this. Okay, if you don't know who I am, I'm Suzanne Titkemeyer. I wrote for Pathos for nearly 10 years, a column called No Longer Quivering about these things, about Quiverfull, about crazy religions. So do the YouTubey things. I appreciate that. Thank you, Small Town Jewel. I'm about to explain about that. So do the YouTubey things, hit like, subscribe, whatever. Um, these are just my opinions. Oh, don't bully anybody I talk about because I'm going to talk about Nat a little bit too because that's, hey, Bluebell. And just don't be nasty. That's all with anybody. Anybody, anything to have to do with any of this. So this has been, not going to lie to you guys. I have had kind of the worst day and a half. I've had incredibly bad day and a half. Yesterday was my 62nd birthday. And that was a day that I never thought I would reach because my father, his mother, and various people on my father's side of the family died before they reached 62. They died at 61. So for me, that was kind of the goal, 62, 62, 62, while having in the back of my mind that so many people in my family passed to 61 of a variety of things that I also suffer from strokes, from up and down blood sugars and various things. So that's really was on my mind pretty hard. So it wasn't going to be a pleasant time for me. So I had a real bad day yesterday. It finally dawned on me that not enough time was left between the time that we were leaving for America and yesterday. It was not enough time to buy this new car that we want. So my husband tends to drag his feet on yeah, that was pork. So there wasn't going to be enough time to take care of this. So I absolutely totally freaked out about it because that means I would be coming back alone with no car. No way to get from Daniel Ubre something airport in Liberia to here. No way at all, short of hiring a taxi, which is expensive as hell, or having a friend come and get me. And I was just not feeling it because I'm likely to have 8 or 9 suitcases coming back. And I'm not kidding. This is my yearly buying trip for everything, from my husband's underwear through over-the-counter drugs we can't get here, through a number of things, including a walker for myself. That's the other thing that has been horrible, is I had to admit that my walking is in fits and starts. So my walking has been fits and starts. So I think the time has come to buy a walker. So I've got all this stuff going on. So that hit me. I also didn't hear from my mother at all yesterday, and I expected to hear from her on my birthday. She has my phone number. I know she fools with alcohol, so I'm going to assume that's what it was. But it was a number of things, and then not having the car is a huge thing. Now we're going to order the car today. We're going to order it. It's going to be a Nissan. It's going to be this one SUV, my large SUV, my husband, that my husband wants. I don't care. I take a little tiny little car. I don't care. I just know I need a brand spanking new car here because the used car market is super problematic. So anyway, I had a meltdown yesterday and I hadn't slept the night before. So with me, when you have insomnia, the next day you got big emotions, big horrible emotions. I'm feeling better about it today. I'm still not feeling great about any of it, but I'm feeling better at least. So there it is. Now, in Quiverfull, you are not allowed to ever have negative emotions. Hey, bossy, not feeling great either here. Finally set up my smart plug. Good. Insomnia and meltdowns. Yes. That for me, that's always, if I have a meltdown, it's usually one of two things. Either I haven't gotten enough sleep the night before, or bad asthma's coming. Bad asthma makes meltdowns happen for me. And finding that out, like yesterday, I was all day going, is this insomnia or is this asthma coming? Which one is it? So I couldn't figure it out. My poor husband fluttered around trying to do what he can. And I'm trying to be understanding about that. So here's the thing. In Quiverfull, you're not even allowed to have that. You're not allowed to do anything but smile and be pleasant. You're told that any emotions that you feel are lying to you, that you had to put your emotions aside, that you have to deny them, pretend they don't exist, that if you smile enough, if you're happy enough. Sick in bed today myself, wondering if something is going around. I don't know, Danielle. I don't know. Is it some kind of like retrograde going on? Something is going around. It's dreary and gross here too. It's raining, raining, raining. My husband's out there with his motorcycle, so he's going to get wet. So that's going around. And yeah, there's a lot going around right now with all of that stuff. So who knows? Yeah, I'm not feeling great. I'm going to be up in that bed. I'm going to be up in that bed. I was looking for my iPad. I'm going to be clutching my iPad, playing Sudoku and stuff all day and reading. So here we are. And going back to this theme where women are not allowed to have emotions, I remember very distinctly being completely bent out of shape over something that had happened in my life. And I don't even remember what it was, but I was freaking out over it, kind of like I was freaking out over yesterday. And it could have been also um, insomnia, because back then I worried a lot. I'm a worry wart. Jim's like skipping around, la 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 la, like he is a Smurf, and I am the one freaking out, looking at this, looking at that, and that's my role. That's what I do. Particularly, we're trying to, break into one of our investments so we can buy the car. We got to order the car. It's just a mess. I refuse to hold back in my emotions. I'm 100% Irish. Got that fiery temper. I do too. Hub has learned not to say calm down, but take a deep breath. Good. At least the man learns that and he doesn't do it. My husband has learned that if I go into I'm going to cry all day mode, there's not a lot he can do except try to make me feel better by promising the moon. Well, so that's how we're ordering our new car, because I cried all day yesterday. And I hate that because it's kind of emotional. It feels like emotional manipulation, which in Quiverfull, I'm also told is like the worst. You're told all these negative things about yourself. You're told that you can't have emotions. You're told your emotions lie to you, that they aren't truthful, that they're set there by the devil to make you stumble. Oh, hell no. Your emotions are your emotions. And I'm not saying you have to sit with them forever and feel that way forever, but the quicker you own your own emotions and say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is making me feel X, Y, Z, the quicker you can move on past them and heal. And that is one of the things that I have really learned the hardest through my journey leaving Quiverfull. I remember one time, well, I was talking about how I was upset about something, and something similar to this, something not too dissimilar, something important to me that maybe wasn't so important to Jim. So the women of the church told me then that I needed to shut up and smile, that God was giving me hinds feet to climb over the mountains. Not that God was going to make things smooth and flat and no mountains, but I was going to have, oh, thank you, small town Jewel, that I was going to have the ability to go up over those mountains. And I wasn't hearing that. I was hearing big mountains are coming, because that's how my worry wart mind is set up. So I got told yet again that none of my emotions mattered, that my emotions were from Satan, and I needed to just shut them down each and every time. And I remember crying over that for days, stupidly days, just crying over the stupid crap they said to me on top of the stupid crap going on in my life. And I found a notebook where I'd written a bunch of ideas about not just a single paper, but a bunch of ideas about some projects I was working on online, some things I've creative things I was working on for various people. And it was the best thing ever because I started reading through those. I said, I am not that crying, weeping woman. I'm also not what they're trying to say. I am this person. I am a funny person. I'm a person that thinks deeply about stupid things that make me laugh. So it did make me feel better. It was a touchstone to know who I really was. And I think that as women, we can get so burdened down when the men in our life are skipping around like none of this matters. And I just had to get through to him yesterday that to not have a car here with the kind of health problems I have, and here he comes, he's going to be soaking wet, second wet, that those kind of health problems was just dicing with danger. Now we have very inexpensive taxis here. God knows I have taken a ton of them everywhere we first got here. We lived the first 5 months we were here without a car. So it is doable. The difference now is when we lived doing that, we lived across the street from where the bus picked up and the taxis picked up. Now I'm a 3-block walk and my walking is not good. So you're going to see me stumbling along with my walker, I think, until this is settled one way or another. So who knows? They may be able to get the car to us by the time I come back. And I've already told Jim I'm not coming back till there's a car. And I'm not. I'm staying in the States. I have an open-ended ticket. I get it. We have one car and splitting it between us, especially with doctor's appointments, pharmacy runs, etc. Exactly. Exactly. It's hard. And here, since I'm so far now and I don't walk well, it becomes more problematic. I have no problem taking the bus, taking the taxi. I do have a problem if I have to walk down 3 blocks down a pitted dirt road in what is turning out to be the rainiest rainy season I've ever seen. We're having September weather now, and they're saying it's going to continue like this. So I don't know. A lot of things are up in the air right now, and that is never a good look for me because I will worry about every little thing. So expect to hear some whining and some whining and some complaining. I will say this. When the news broke about Nat being arrested, it was like a shot in the arm of instant adrenaline and oxygen. It was like, and so that night I had to come on here and talk about that because you and I and everybody else well knows that this whole thing with Nat has been hanging over the community for so long. She's done quite a bit to so many people. I'm fortunate she didn't send me any CP with my kids' heads on it. But then again, my kids are all grown. If I'd have gotten CP with their heads on it, I might have looked at it and said, somebody's got a side job that I didn't know about. So she's upset so many people through the years that, and that's one thing I want to talk about just a little bit, the timeline. I don't think anybody in the community was aware of her for like the last 18 months, perhaps, when she popped up on that deposition for Mr. Saltz was the first time most of her heard of her. Without a Box of Kleenex said yesterday when she was praising Salty for this, that Nat had tortured her for over 3 years. So there's no telling how long she's really been in our community. I don't know. But I am certainly been laughing over that. And it is good to focus on those things that make you laugh like that. Knowing that somebody has made everybody's lives miserable and it's hurt so many people is going to face consequences is a good thing. And that always makes me happy when I hear about that. So back in Quiverfull, and you can't. They don't even like you having funny stuff to laugh at. I've got a confession to make. I love Mad Magazine. I always have. I still love Mad Magazine. The problem is they don't publish it anymore like they once did. So here I am, not with my usual funny stuff. So that's one thing that has been really nice. In the past was I had a giant box of those things, but no longer. No longer have Mad Magazine to laugh about. So gotta laugh at Nat. So yesterday, I finally jollied myself out with Chinese food, such that it is. It's not really good Chinese food, and Game of Thrones last night. So I am feeling better about all of that. I am going to have to deal with the fact that my mother did not call me, and I don't have a clue why. I hope she's not dead somewhere. So life is a strange thing. That's all I can say. And the best any of us can do is to just kind of hang in there, I guess. I guess that's the lesson to be learned. On the fun side, I ordered new glasses from Zenni Optical. If you don't use Zenni Optical, I don't know what you're waiting for. They're the best. I've used them for years. This is not a paid promotion. They don't know why I'm doing this. I ordered bright blue cat's eye glasses with rhinestones. When I was 8 years old, I had a pair of those and I love them. How stupid is that? So now they've come back into fashion and I'm kind of like, yes, cat's eye glasses for the win. So I'm going to look like a really old granny wearing those things. And I am grateful that Zenni has those things. Computer glasses, sunglasses, they're the best for all of that. My last pair of computer glasses I got were $6. $6. So when I thought about talking about today, a bit of a worry wart. Yeah. Sandy, I don't know what's going on there because I'm completely removed from the situation now with her. Uh, she she's got issues. Let's just put it that way. And she's in her 80s now. I keep telling myself I have to go visit her, and I was trying to set that up this time, but I don't know that's going to happen. I don't know that I am in a good emotional place to be dealing with that and to be dealing with her and her different problems. I'm not sure I can. It's hard enough to deal with what I've got going on. It's hard enough to deal with falling down. This has been a season for me falling down. I got to where I was walking well, and then lately it's been fall down, fall down, fall down. Weebles wobble and they don't fall down. I wish I was a weeble. A whole lot of hey, 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 Saturn. A whole lot of falling down, stupid falling down, which is why I'm ordering. I'm ordering that three-wheeled walker with the handles up high, like I am pushing a shopping cart. I'm good all day with pushing a shopping cart. All day I can walk because I can balance. I can balance hanging on to something, even if it's a wheeled cart. Oh, hey, Rita Roo. Yeah, you're a little late. I'm whining. I'm whining and saying that in Quiverfull and in religions like that, you're not allowed to whine at all. If my mother does not hear from me on the one day she's texting me how worried she is, and she texts Alex, Mom, come on. You know I have chronic pain, just need my bed sometimes, no talking. Bed sometimes, yeah. And I had to do that yesterday on, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about, boundaries. Boundaries are awesome. Boundaries are a good thing to have. I had to put a boundary in place yesterday because of Facebook. I had so many people on Facebook that started doing the Facebook calling thing. And I also had a close friend of mine who I adore. But lately she's been calling me every day, every day, every day. And I'm not feeling it. I've got a lot of stuff to do. I can't sit on the phone for 3 hours listening to her talk about she only paid $200 for the lenses for her glasses. When I'm like, girl, Zenni Optical, Zenni Optical. She won't use Zenni. She says she's had nothing but trouble. I've had nothing but wonderful experiences with Zenni. Me and shopping carts work well too. I got dizzy. I get dizzy and fall if I don't have my cane. I have my cane, and that's all well and good, but I think I'll need something a little sturdier than that for some things. It was kind of a worrisome wake-up call when I had to clean out the laundry room and I kept falling down because the floor was slick or whatever. At one point, the cabinet collapsed and I'm hanging on to the cabinet because I'm trying to move it. And I fell down on the cabinet, so that was not good. Yoga helps with balance. I can't do yoga on ground, okay? I can do it in the pool. I can do aquatic yoga. I don't have the balance necessary to do yoga at all in that. Yeah, it doesn't work for me because of the fact that I can't stand up straight without the cane, without falling down sometimes. But water yoga works. It's great. I have to go back to doing that. I haven't been in the pool much. It's overcast and yuck. It's cold here to me. Oh my God. It is 80 degrees outdoors. Oh my God. I'm going to have to put a sweater on. I am so used to it being hot. Hey, Melody. Got back from your infusion? Oh, you too. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. All of you not feeling well. I'm so sorry. I hope that you feel better soon. I would suck at Quiverfull. I definitely whine and complain about ailments or need to vent. Venting is so important. Saying things out loud takes the power away from the things bothering you. Exactly, Rita Roo. It absolutely does. And those people that tell you to deny your emotions, smile and pick up your Bible, they kind of suck in their own way. I just think they do because it's kind of like you are just denying reality and putting on this fake happy face. To me, that just sucks. I know there are people who think that's awesome. She worries because of chronic pain. Yep, yep, yep. That is nice to have a mother that worries. Um, Mine worries in spurts, and that's a little concerning because when she does worry, it's so over the top. It's kind of like, back off, mom. I got this. I got this. I got this. So, yeah, one day we're going to have to do a live stream about chronic illnesses because it is not for the faint of heart. I'm just going to tell you, I know you guys that also deal with this stuff. You also have issues with that. Um, I've got to get back to exercising. That's all there is to it. I'm thinking that, yeah, Danielle, that was a problem. Emotions aren't always reasonable or logical. We still feel them and they should be acknowledged. Exactly. That's why I said I was freaking out over the car situation, even though I know I can get a taxi at any time. I have a friend down the street about a mile, about half a mile. I could always pick up the phone and call her. So I know my emotions maybe aren't the most valid things on the planet. I mean, they're not as reality based as a bunch of other stuff I could be doing, but it is what it is. And you can't deny your emotions until you allow yourself to feel them. So emotional denialism is not a good thing for anybody. And having those boundaries, like I said, my friend who I dearly love called over and over and over and over and over yesterday. And I was trying to do a few things. Each time she called, I was in the middle of something. Um, so what I finally did yesterday is I had to put a note on my Facebook wall and say, please don't call me. I'm dealing. Because I had so many people trying to call on Facebook and my Skype number and my Costa Rican number. It just got stupid yesterday. Moms, always moms. I'm sorry for chronic pain anyone. No one should be in pain all the time. I agree. Thank you. Thank you. Um, Thank you, Hurt Your Family. For me, it's pain every day because of the stroke. I have no feeling on my left side, almost done. As a consequence, my balance suffers. That's what's going on with me. I had a stroke about 15 months ago, a thalamic stroke, which there was evidence I'd had one before when I was a child or maybe in the uterus. They said way, way back, I had damage from way, way back. So those two things combined have meant I've had crappy balance my entire life. Now I have no balance. The balance is bad unless I'm clutching something. And oddly enough, I found sometimes just holding one thing in each hand helps. So there we go. So I had to put that boundary in place about the calls yesterday because it started to be kind of overwhelming. And like I said, I was waiting for my mother because she's usually pretty good about that. She's awful about a lot of things, but she's pretty good usually about calling you on your birthday. So I was trying to keep the lines of communications open. So what I did this morning is I texted my aunt who I'm very close to in age and said, "Hey, what's the deal? Is she laying dead in her house? What's the deal?" Because she lives in the same town as my mother, or very close to her, and she would know. And she told me that she had to put a boundary in place because her own health was so bad. It happens. We put these boundaries in place when we must. Health things from fibromyalgia on up. Just had to have open heart surgery for a hole in her heart and various things. So we all got them. We all got these things, unfortunately, that we deal with. And the best we can do is kind of just acknowledge what we're feeling and move on past. Move on past. Even if we're feeling gleeful about somebody else's arrest. Okay, you guys, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go lay down. My husband walked in. He's wet head to toe, so I know he's gonna want to talk, and I want to know what happened in men's group. Okay, love you guys. Hang in there. Those of you that are sick, I hope you feel better. Those of you that don't feel sick, be thankful for your health and hug your loved ones today. Because you never know when they might not be part of your life any longer. Love you. Okay.